So let's take a legal deep dive into this case. Criminal defense attorney Hector Diaz joins me now. He had a lifetime of probation, according to Kyle's report, but he repeatedly broke the law. I mean, he's clearly been in trouble many times. I'm wondering, why didn't he stay behind bars?
You know, I think the prosecutors that are ultimately going to look at this are going to have questions, not just for the school in terms of, what happened, was there a breakdown in terms of safety protocol, but they're going to have questions for the probation department as well in terms of, how was this person supervised?
Exactly.
What were these issues? And, and what was the plea offer that was extended, at the beginning regarding his first case?
Right. And, Kyle talked about how his clothes match the school's security video, even down to the tear that was in his jeans. Obviously, with his record, I mean, it sounds like prosecutors clearly have the upper hand in this.
You never say slam dunk, obviously,
Yes.
but
that's why I didn't say it.
Right. I had a chance to look at the the probable cause statement,
Right.
and I've read hundreds of these. This one's really difficult to read, and
It was sickening.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a case where I think there are aggravating circumstances given the allegations, given the age of the victim in this case, and this is a kind of case where if he's convicted, he's looking at prison probably the rest of his life.
Yeah. Okay. What about the school, though? I mean, the fact that he apparently followed a student as the student was being let in. Could the school be held liable now?
Civilly liable,
Okay.
Very likely. I mean, this is a person who probably lost their job, right? Is going to come back, probably will never work in education again in terms of this, but criminally probably not, unless there's some other additional information.
Sure.
But the school absolutely is going to want to investigate in terms of how this happened, where was the breakdown. But they could face some serious questions and potentially even civil litigation going forward by the family of this young girl.
Yeah. What about what he could be facing?
I think the minimum is somewhere in the range of 30, 35 years because of his prior felony, because of the age of the victim in this case. And so you really feel, I mean, reading this, you feel for this, this young girl who, went to school believing everything was going to be safe and, there to study, and this happens.
And he posed as a doctor.
Right.
Just so sick. All right, Hector, thank you so much. Troy?